favorite collaboration?
For what it means to history, Kanye and Nike.
Oh, I love that answer.
Nike,
Definitely.
bring them back if you know what's good for you.
Bro, changed the whole world. Bringing back an Air Yeezy 2 right now, it would change the world. It would change. If Kamala had brought back the Air Yeezy 2. We're sort of working our way to the end of the interview, but I did notice that you were sitting quite comfortably, and I don't really like that. Certain times when guests are a little bit too comfortable, we have to throw something in there, and I think we're gonna have to throw a little battle in there, bro. So Johnny, I know you're my guest, my illustrious guest, as I said earlier, but we're gonna need to battle, bro. We're gonna need to settle some stuff. Are you down?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Right. So I think what we're gonna do, bro, I think we're gonna do top 3 kicks. Right. Your top 3 versus my top 3. Best kicks in your collection. Right. Now this is probably, right, it's probably for some of you that like follow Johnny, right, it's probably a little bit of a silly thing I'm doing right now. Cause yeah, if we go band for band, I feel like he's gonna blow me out. But I've got a couple of decent pieces, so I'm gonna bring my bits to the table and we'll see what I got. Because you're my illustrious guest, I'm gonna let you go first, bro. So what you saying, man?
Okay, I'll start with the thing that started my entire career. First shoe I ever did.
Wow,
Ben and Jerry Sakai.
Ben and Jerry Sakai waffle.
Yeah,
Absolutely legendary custom. Crazy shoe. Like crazy shoe. I absolutely. So this is a combination of 2 of my favorite shoes. Love the Ben and Jerry's Dunk, and I love the Sakai waffle. I've got a pair of black on black Sakai waffles downstairs, and I wish I had a pair of Ben and Jerry's, but maybe one day. Very, very cool shoe, sick shoe.
but yeah, that's again. I couldn't justify getting the Ben and Jerry's on the resale. You know, I think as we all know, when you were there, how hard those shoes were to get. And I immediately said, you know what, I'm going to design something on. Again, this was a very new silhouette that hit the market too at the time. The Sakai was very the waffle version itself was very new too, and so combining 2 very rare shoes. A lot of people actually hit me up and said this is actually better than the Dunk version.
I can imagine for a lot of people.
It was huge. And so, and the fact that this shoe again was another custom of mine that got mass manufactured by factories overseas. This was a shoe that you could find on the secondary market all over the place. I'm sure if you typed in this shoe in Google, you're going to find fake factories selling this like crazy. Again, it is not mine. I only did 20 pairs for the original release, and all of those shoes are all signed with their boxes. The insoles are signed. But yeah, this was a shoe that was so popularized that it got mass manufactured by I think 500,000 units overseas. So insane.
Oh my days. Unbelievable, bro.
Crazy.
And now my turn. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let me look and see. Well, do you know what? For me, the sneaker that really I think is just number one, right? Pun intended, is this.
Chicago's.
Yeah, the Chicago Jordan 1. White laces, obviously, because I'm not a murderer. So yeah, this shoe to me is the pinnacle of design. Interesting enough, it's the first one, right? But this is perfect in design, perfect in conception, perfect in colorway. Like a lot of people like the breads and the band colorway. I mean, it's fine, but this is better for me. This is better for me in terms of blocking, just in terms of it's just smooth, and yeah, absolutely love it from the moment I saw it. So yeah, definitely an important shoe for me, and yeah, man, that's my. I won't say it's,
all.
yeah, man, I won't say it's my number one because I think for these all of them are pretty much the same level, but they're all
Hmm.
very, very important to me for different reasons. This shoe, absolutely legendary shoe. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going with that.
agreed.
I'm going with that.
Yeah, legendary.
Cool. So what's up for you? What's number two?
Well, if you pull that out, I'll pull these ones out. So, RIP to Virgil, but
Oh,
this is my own take. My own take. So this is Chinese satin. This has got the dragons on
wow.
it, embroidered detailing on the text. Yeah, full Chinese satin, off white Jordan ones. This is a yeah, Grail. Again, I couldn't justify paying resale on the Chicago Off-White Jordan 1s. Obviously, it's a legendary pair, but we had to remake it. If you look through a lot of my customs over the last few years, it's very heavily inspired by China and Chinese silks and dragons. I was born the year of the dragon, so the theme always had like a special spot in my heart. And then
Mm,
again, the material choice alone is just amazing. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite shoes and definitely one of the
very
biggest
cool
hits
pair.
on my page. Every single time I post these, they just go crazy viral in any
Yeah,
colorway I've done. So, but especially the Chicago colorway. I mean, the Chicago was what started it all. So, and then obviously with Virgil, yeah, I mean, the small reimaginings of what he did to the Jordan 1 were insane. But yeah, shout out to that.
unbelievable shoe. Unbelievable shoe, man. Unbelievable shoe. Very, very cool, man. You get me? So I throw out a Chicago, you just go and throw out a custom off-white inspired by the Year of the Dragon Chicago. It's nothing, bro. Always going viral and that is nice. Maybe when I throw out this clip, it will go viral again. Who knows? What am I gonna do now? Okay, I've got one that I'm saving for last. Do you know what? There is a pair. I've got to do it because I'm a Yeezy guy. I'm a big
Hmm.
Yeezy guy. I've been a Yeezy guy. I was wearing these earlier today. Actually, cool story. I was wearing these. I was meant to go to an event. But I ended up not being able to go because the start time moved. It was a sneaker event in Soho, and essentially I wore these to work. I would not normally wear the 700 Wave Runners to work because they are one of my favorite pairs and they are one of my prized possessions. I would never usually wear these to work, but I wore them today because they are super comfortable. And I thought, okay, I'm
Hmm.
going to this event, so I got to put a little bit of heat on, at least, and it needs to be pretty comfortable because if I'm going to do a little bit of walking, as soon as I left my building to come home, there was somebody outside. I live where I work is a little touristy. There's
Hmm.
some nice area in London, and there was somebody wearing this very pair of shoes. And I saw him. He saw me. He might have been about 17, 18, but like he looked at me and I looked at him, and instantly we were like, we need to acknowledge each other, right? And in the split of second, he was like, "Bro, I got," and I was like, "I already know," and we dapped up.
Yeah.
The solidarity in Kicks
Hmm.
was so amazing. It was like at
Hmm.
that moment, I actually ended up putting a video on my TikTok just saying like, "I love being part of this community, man." And it was for moments like that, where it's just that pure passion and love for the kick. So yeah, the 700 Wave Runner, a shoe that I initially did not see the vision. Like a lot of Yeezys, initially I did not see the vision, but ultimately I got there. And when I did, I was able to get a pair for retail by the grace of God. So yeah, we are there. And I've got to throw the 700 in there. I think it is, in terms of Adidas Yeezys, I think it is the best Yeezy he created during that partnership. I don't think it's the best overall Yeezy, but I think it's the best at Adidas. So I'm going with this.
Shout out to Steven Smith.
Absolutely. I did see you you linked up with him at
New York City
Sneaker.
Con, yeah.
Yeah. Absolute legend. Absolute
Yeah.
legend, bro. What he's been able to do at Reebok, New Balance, and obviously with Yeezy as well, like it's just a legend of the game. So yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna hit him up on LinkedIn. I'm gonna get your Steven, I'm gonna get your details from Johnny.
Yeah, no, yeah, we
Oh
definitely
my
had
god,
connection. Again, these are just a
bro.
honorable mention. I saw you pull them out, so I was like, I had to pull out the custom that I did a few years back with
Very
Chef Hugh
cool.
Lee, yet another
Very cool.
customizer. But love this silhouette too. It's a dope silhouette.
Very cool silhouette, man.
But yeah,
Love that
Steven
pair
Smith,
as
what a
well.
legend.
Absolute legend of the game, bro. Yeah. So yeah, what's your last pair, man?
Okay, so this one, it's got just so much sentimental value to me. This is basically what started a lot of my career too. So this was inspired by the Yellow Lobster SB Dunks that are friends and family. Um, Basically, the way my whole career started actually was I did a Yellow Lobster Air Jordan 1 High concept.
Hmm.
And Dion Point, the creative director of Concepts, the one responsible for the Lobster series, he ended up reposting that post on his story. And within about 3 hours, he got about 100 replies asking if it was going to be a retail release. He basically
Wow.
DM'd me immediately after that and said, I don't care what you have to do, you have to make that shoe. And I was not making shoes at that time, and I didn't know how to make shoes at that time. And then um, the skies opened up. The very next day, I had a meeting with a shoemaker, and the first thing he said was, I want to make that shoe a reality. Right. And
Amazing.
we ended up deciding to go with the low instead of the high because we really wanted to pay homage to the SB Dunk lows, but we
Hmm.
didn't want to use obviously a Nike SB. And so with that, with the detailing, I mean, we really included like the full meshing. Did the air lobsters, got the JK logo on the inside, nice leather insoles, and then the
Amazing.
crazy suede. I mean, the leather on this is insane. But this was one of the first release. I think it was like the second or third release I ever did. We released it on the 11-year anniversary, so we did 11 pairs for the 11-year anniversary. Sold out in about 3 minutes, which was insane.
Crazy.
But
Crazy.
if it wasn't for Dion Point saying to me in that DM, "You have to make the shoe a reality," I might not have ever started this career. And so this was
Oh
the
my
first shoe I
days.
ever put into sampling. The Ben and Jerry was the first sample ever done, but this was the first shoe that was like convinced me to like actually start making physical shoes. And so shout out to Dion. He was actually gifted the only other pair. Just to have it, obviously, to pay homage to the legend himself and like the shoe. But yeah, this shoe means like the world. I'll have this forever. But
Amazing. What is the,
this
what
is
is
what
the
kicked off
actual
my career.
what is the actual silhouette? Because it's not a dunk. What is it?
This is a Jordan 1 low,
Ah,
but it's not the
okay, I got
standard
you.
one with like the wings logo on the back. So there's two
Hmm.
different versions of the Jordan 1 low, and so like this one actually didn't have the back heel. So,
I got you.
but yeah, standard Jordan 1 low.
Amazing, amazing. And to be honest, that is a really good shoe because obviously, from a lot of people's perspective, the Jordan One Low, the Dunk, even the sort of like the other Dunk. So you've got the Dunk SB, but you've got the regular Dunk as well.
Yep.
Um, like the Jordan One Low does sort of fit in that family, so definitely a cool shoe to use as well. Now, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Strong three. Very strong three.
Yeah.
The last one I'm gonna pull out is a shoe that if people have watched my channel, um, they'll know that for my 100th episode, I had the opportunity, the amazing opportunity, very rare opportunity to speak to someone similar to yourself. He is known as the color designer. His name is Lorenzo G,
Yep.
and
Legend.
a literal legend of the game, one of the most humble guys, and yeah, he was able to bestow
Air
upon
Max.
me a pair, yeah, Air
Yeah.
Max 95s. These are the Volcano. This is a one of two. So um considering a lot of your pairs were like one of ones and ones of twos, at least I've got one of two. The rest of mine are GRs. So yeah, this is a one of two. He did tell me that the other person that has this is Ronnie Fag from Kith. So
Yep.
I'm in decent company. An absolutely monstrous pair of shoes. Like I just wore them for the first time a couple of days ago. And yeah, it's just everything about the shoe is just perfect to me.
Yep.
Like from he's that sole plate is not that's he's done that. He's done
Yeah.
that. The bubble, there is a fade on the bubble, so it's it's got, so it's almost like a red at the back, and it fades. You can see that fade there. The gradient starts to, and it gets lighter and lighter as it goes to the front of the shoe. And both, if I got the other pair as well, and people that have seen my channel, I mean, this is probably the most popular thing on my channel right now. You can even see like it's almost like the inside is the same and then the outside, so it's kind of like flipped on itself. It's
Hmm.
different colored tongues as well. It's like it's just a crazy shoe. I did go to where he dropped the original Volcano, and that was where I met him, and I met a number of other my former guests, and it was a great opportunity for me to do some networking. But I didn't get the pair, and it's almost come full circle now where I was able to get the pair on my 100th episode. So I'm really really thankful to have gone through that process. To get a pair as amazing as that, and I will shout it out forever because it was something he did definitely he did not have to do, and it just
Yeah,
is really really a nice thing to do. So I really do respect it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty decent battle. I feel like I feel like I feel like I held my own a little bit. You get
of
me?
course.
I feel like I held my own a little bit. People, you let us know in the comments below who picked up the dub, man. I feel like we did okay. Hi there. So nice to see you. Sorry to interrupt the pod. I'll be literally 30 seconds. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And also, if you enjoy the pod, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help. Also, if you're listening on an audio platform, feel free to give us a review, whether it be positive or negative. Just leave a review. We really, really appreciate it. Also, feel free to listen to our old episodes. And if you ever want to get in contact, if you want to let me know what you're thinking, feeling, or whatever, holler at me. My name is PROZECH. PROZECH on all social media: Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm enjoying TikTok at the moment, so feel free to holler at me. I will always holler back. And with all that being said, I'll let you get back to the pod. Toodles. You get me? But yeah, as I said, we are working our way down. And thank you once again for just being an amazing guest and sharing your time and some of these amazing stories with us. I have a question. I love this question. It's one of my favorites. It's Desert Island Kicks, right? You're stuck on a desert island. You don't know how you got there, but you got two pairs of kicks with you. What two pairs of kicks would you have with you and why? And these don't have to be in your collection. They can be any two kicks in the world.
Yeah, I'm going back for sure with
That's a good
these
answer. That's a good answer.
mapped to your foot. Like I said, the most comfortable thing. So I'm gonna be perfectly fine climbing mountains, climbing rocks, going into the ocean with these things. Um, God, and another one. Think about functionality. Mm, be like an ACG boot, honestly. I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I'm trying to think like if I was on an island or somewhere like that. But like honestly, this would be one and two for me. I swear, man. This would probably be one and two for me.
You get a couple of colorways because I'd imagine with those, and I think you mentioned it earlier, like land, sea, you're absolutely fine in these, right? You sort of just
These, I
want
mean,
them.
like when I say it's the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn, like this is one of those shoes. Like, and the way that proved it to me is when I went to New York SneakerCon. And when you go to these SneakerCon events, or you go to any sneaker event, or you go to an event in general, right? Most of my friends are wearing Jordans, Nikes, Adidas. They're begging for a seat by like 12 or 1 o'clock and rubbing their feet, taking their shoes off, right? It's just the way it is. Like
Facts.
most shoes are they're
Facts.
functionally cool and like the design is cool, the colorway's amazing, but they're not really meant for comfort,
Mm-hmm.
right? With these, I got to the event at like 7:30 a.m. Didn't sit down, and I was there till around 6 p.m. Didn't sit down not a single time. Then I walked around Manhattan for about 3.5 hours, going all around Manhattan. Get back to my hotel room around 11 o'clock. Was on my feet, did around 28,000 steps that day, 30,000 steps that day. And when I finished my day, it felt like I had just rolled out of bed. Like I
Oh
had
my
not,
leg.
my feet didn't hurt. Like there was no lower extremity issues. My feet literally felt like they were walking on a cloud all day long. But it still has the stability where you're still not getting hurt. It's like there's too soft and there's too firm.
Mm-hmm.
With this shoe, it's one of those shoes. It is literally mapped so perfectly to your foot that you don't even feel it on your foot, but it's got so much cushion that your feet never get sore. And so it's like when I say that, it's like I'm taking this one all day, every day. I don't think I've actually
I
worn another
respect
shoe,
it.
honestly, for 3 months ever since I got these. This was like
I
the printed
respect it.
sample because they just actually hit the market. So, but yeah, yeah, this one all day long.
Do you know what? I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. I mean, he's really, really selling it. He's definitely selling the shoe. It's definitely, I'm saying, it's piquing my interest, guys. We might need to look into this. But yeah,
Stay tuned. I got a
definitely,
J Tips version coming soon.
bro. Let's talk about J Tips, bro, because I saw what you did. I saw you did the the custom J Tips. The
Yep,
what? It was almost like a what the J Tips.
that's exactly what it was.
Unbelievable shoe, unbelievable shoe.
Yeah.
Was that something that Jay was involved in, or was it something that sort of was a surprise, or how did that come about?
Yeah, it came about. Well, thank God I have an amazing relationship with the entire SneakerCon team. Been friends with all of the creators of the event for I think 12, going on 12 years now, which is insane. And they approached me. They approached me to do a lot of the custom work, and the project ended up coming up where it was actually a project originally brought up by this company called Zentag, which is
Hmm.
actually a tech company that
Yeah,
specializes in RFID chips to basically guarantee authenticate the shoe, very much like Artifact does. But they wanted to do Nikes originally. And with Nike owning Artifact and owning that kind of technology, I really didn't want to touch it, especially since Nike's going after a lot of customizers. And so it was actually my suggestion to do something completely outside the box and be like, you know what, Jay is absolutely killing it right now. Saucony's
killing it.
wave is no one's ever done a Saucony recon. If I was mistaken, I was like, no one's touched it yet. And so I suggested maybe we put the RFID chips and do a full reconstruction on the Shadow Grid 2s. And so Jay, SneakerCon reached out to Jay, made the connection. He ended up reaching out to Saucony. Yep, that was actually one of the sample pairs they ended up sending out for the base shoe. Jay cleared it with Saucony. They sent us over the sample pairs, and this was what was so cool. It was the actual sample pairs. So, like on the inside of the tongue, it literally said sample, not for resale, and all this other stuff.
Unbelievable.
And we kept the original tongue for the what does. So, and we did two pairs, one to auction off on eBay, and then
Hmm.
one to give away at the actual event. And whoever ended up winning it ended up winning the sample pairs of those shoes. So not only was it a full what the J Tips Shadow Grad 2, we used Python, suedes, leathers, like some really cool materials on them. But then they also got the original sample tag tongues and everything like that. And then with the RFID chip, they're forever linked with me and Jay for that collaboration, and they could actually unlock rewards in the future. So they could
Amazing.
unlock future SneakerCon tickets or scavenger hunts or even discounted prices on future product and everything like that. So it was, yeah, it was really just almost an assist through SneakerCon, but it was just a
Very
really
cool.
cool initiative to do with Jay. And they came out amazing. Honestly, it was a really fun project to do. And I had my
Yeah,
buddy Philip Avon, P.2. He was actually the shoemaker behind the shoe. So I designed it in collaboration with Jay, and then worked with Phil to physically make the pairs.
unbelievable.
So
Yeah, I saw some of the photos and some of the videos of the pair. It was absolutely crazy. And you're absolutely right. I mean, Jay is absolutely killing it right now. He's really, really doing amazing work. The Omni 9 as well, the Omni 9 pairs that came out recently, and I know he's got some other things cooking. So yeah, very, very, very cool and very
yeah.
um
So with this shoe, what we're able to do is this is the blanket silhouette, but what we're able to do is put it into 3D software and
mhm.
skin it any way we want. So depending on the designer or the company or the corporation that we're working with. So when I said I have a J-Tips version of this, I redesigned this entire silhouette with an entire skin designed by J-Tips. Got his flowers, got full paneling, full solid paneling. It looks almost like a sneaker, and I'll be actually gifting him his sample at Complex Con next weekend. So it's a sample that we're
Wow.
and just so stay tuned. So we might actually drop a limited number of potentially like 50 pairs here in the near future. Most likely 2025, but his sample pair actually just came off the printer. Both of my sample as well as his are on the way to me, and I should have them in hand in the next couple of days. But you'll see me posting them for sure during ComplexCon.
Yeah, yeah. People, yeah, get locked in, man. This is sick. This is pretty, pretty cool, man. This is very, very,
So,
very cool. But yeah, um, yeah, this has been amazing. This has been amazing. What we're gonna do now, we've got a few quick fires. Let's run a few quick
mhm.
fires, and then I've got one last question before we duck out, man. But this has been very, very cool, as I said. Um, if you're ready to go with the quick fires, we can
Let's
run
do
them.
it.
Okay, and we're going in three, two, one. Nike or Adidas?
Nike,
New Balance or Adidas?
New Balance.
Is it Nike or Nike?
I guess it all depends. I mean, I say Nike. It all depends on who I'm talking to. I feel like that when I'm talking to my UK friends, I just say Nike, and then like when I'm talking to my American friends, I say Nike. So, I think that's the tomato argument, right?
I'm all right with that. I'm all right. I've been slowly working my way into this Nike. I think I spoke to Will Stowe, who obviously
Uh-huh.
famously on the Nike app and does a lot of stuff over there at Nike. And he was like, "It's Nike. Just say
Yeah.
Nike." I was like, "No worries. I'll start saying Nike a little bit more." It's worked its way into the vernacular. Can you wear Nike and Adidas together? Yes or no?
I don't, but to each his own.
I like that. I like that. I like that. But he doesn't. Just
I don't.
making that making that clear.
I'm not getting called out for that.
um, what was the last shoe you won on the Nike sneakers app?
Oh God. Probably the Sean Wotherspoon Air Maxes.
So interesting.
Yeah.
That is the same shoe that Lorenzo G last won on the Nike sneakers app.
I literally
Very,
take
very
L's
weird.
on every single release. I take an L on every single release. And the only reason why I was able to get those is because I voted for Sean every day for 30 days during the voting period.
Wow.
He actually grew up right down the street from me in Virginia. So it's like I've known him forever. And so when he actually got the Nike deal, I was like, I want this kid to win. And I voted for him every single day for 30 days. And then they eventually hit me with saying, well, because you voted, you can have access to it. And that was the only shoe or the last shoe I won, which is what, five
Unbelievable.
years ago, 6 years ago.
Yes, quite a long time ago. Yeah. So yeah, you put the work in. I think you deserve the shoe. So that's definitely a win. Um, what is your Jordan number, as in your favorite Jordan silhouette?
The one.
Respect it.
Iconic.
You, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok?
YouTube.
Love that. Sneakers, kicks, or crepes?
Sneakers.
Spotify or Apple?
Spotify.
All right. This question is a little bit of a wide question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Favorite collaboration?
Whew. Like ever?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't ask for much, do I?
For what it means to history, Kanye and Nike.
Oh, I love that answer. Yeah, yeah. Shout out, man.
Nike,
Definitely,
bring them back if you know what's good for you.
bro. Changed the whole world. Do you know what? Sometimes I think to myself, okay, we just talk about kicks, we just talk about kicks, but bro, literally bringing back an Air Yeezy 2 right now, it would change the world. It would change if Kamala had brought back the Air Yeezy
I mean,
2.
I mean, just bring him back in general. I mean, the guy again, like his touch and the pulse of what he does. Because I mean, I absolutely love his Louis Vuitton collection that he did right
Crazy
back in the day.
Jaspers.
I love
Oh,
the
bro.
Reeboks that he did back in the day, like way back, like the first ones, right? It's like I
Bro,
have such
come
an
on.
appreciation for his touch. And then again, everything that he did with Adidas, he was the only person that came into Adidas that did something original, right? Every
Absolutely.
other signed person that they bring in, they do just retros of different silhouettes
Of
that
their
they already have.
silhouettes. Yeah, of their
Right.
silhouettes.
So what he means
Absolutely.
to the culture, but the impact that he had with Nike and Yeezy and the Yeezy line at Nike was just it started sneaker culture in a whole another way.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And people don't let recent history like make you forget. what actually went down
Yeah.
with this, bro. Please, like, let's just give everyone their flowers and remember the guy that if not for Kanye, we're not gonna have a Virgil with respect. We're not gonna have a Jerry Lorenzo. We're not gonna have Armand Menier, James Whitner. We're not gonna have a lot of amazing designers like probably the Witherspoons of this world and others that have come after were all heavily influenced by what was going on in that period. So definitely, man, we need to put a little bit
And the
more
fact that
respect
he
on the
actually
name.
was the first artist to fight for artist rights with designs to get ownership within silhouettes, like that is
Absolutely.
something that's so slept on. That it's like now it's like an industry standard that people
Absolutely.
that get signed actually get ownership within the silhouettes that they're working on. If it wasn't for him, that wouldn't have even started. So, like for
Travis.
me, respect that as like an independent designer and a creator and a
Absolutely.
sneaker designer. It's like what he did with that. All respect in the world.
All respect, man. Travis, Drake, all of these guys, man. Pharrell, ugh,
Jerry,
definitely.
you know,
Jerry, absolutely, man. It's definitely a vibe, man. So big shout out to Kanye, man. Okay, let's jump back in. Vans or Converse?
can I say neither? Vans. If I had
It
to pick Vans.
surprises me how many people say that.
I
Laces,
just don't wear either one. But if I had to pick Vans, yeah, Vans.
fair enough. Laces or slip-ons?
Ooh, slip-ons.
Now, especially, right? JK-02S,
Yeah,
right? Default laces, if you did have laces, or do you pattern your laces? As in, do you relace them and do them differently?
default.
Like that. Uh, Custom designs or straight factory settings?
You know me, custom
I
designs all day long.
I do know you. Respectfully, that is that. I mean, if there was ever a slam dunk, that would be it, right? Um, Retro or innovation?
Ooh, oh wow, that's a great question. Um, Innovation,
Flip flops or slides?
slides,
Socks or barefoot?
socks.
Comfort or style?
I'd love to say both on that one.
So would I.
Yeah, you can't have. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, comfort and style mix is like the perfect combination.
It is. It is. But I mean, if you did have
But
to
comfort.
choose
I mean,
one,
as I would say, as I was younger, style. But as I've gotten older, comfort.
I respect it. And I'm 100% with you. Fresh and clean or beaten and battered?
Clean.
Washing machine or hand wash your kicks?
Hand wash.
Lows, mids, or highs?
This changes through time, but currently lows.
Cool. And the last question in this section is triple blacks or white on whites?
Triple whites all day long.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that, man. Let's leave the triple blacks for the hoodlums and murderers. You get me? The deviants.
It's for
Cool.
some reason it's so funny for me. It's like aesthetically, I'm one of those guys that people don't understand. I can have a triple white shoe for 6 months and it'll still look triple white.
Mm,
I it's something aesthetically. When I look down at my feet, I just love seeing a triple white shoe. For some reason, whenever I
I
wear a
do.
triple black shoe, unless I'm like blacked out, it just for some reason it doesn't match with me. But it's like I know like my buddy Joe LaPuma, all black all day long, right? So it's like
No,
so it's personal preference, but yeah, white on whites. I think you can't go wrong.
no, it's definitely a vibe, man. And I always have that joke, man, about sort of like the criminals of society all in the all blacks, man. But more often than not, you're gonna catch me in a black. There'll be like a Yeezy Onyx on feet. Like when I asked you about those shoes that are just behind the door, I've got all black Sakai's, I've got all black Yeezy 350s. Um, I've got like yeah, I've got like I've even got I've even got what you remember the Vapor Max. I've even got an all black pair of Vapor Maxes as well. I've got all black Dunks. I've got all black, a lot of all black.
Well,
But
to
I've
say,
also
yeah,
got
these two are kind of special or special mentions, I guess. I got them in the collection, but both crazy rare, both black.
wow.
So I don't know if you've seen either one of these,
No, I've
but
never
this
seen
was
these.
like the So this is the black or the bread artifact crypto dunks.
That looks
It's got almost like a
fantastic.
patent leather on it with a shiny chrome swoosh.
That looks
Um,
amazing.
Crazy limited. I think only 5,000 pairs of these. But then this is the Vanta, aka the black on black, the blackest black that's ever been made on a
The
shoe.
blackest black.
And so it's
I've
called
heard of
Vanta
that.
Black. It was made specifically for Clone X on the Air Force Ones. Now Nike is going to re-release this shoe with only Nike branding with a triple black swoosh on it. But this shoe is limited to 1,500 pairs in the world. I had to put the white laces on there, but like again, just a collectible item that you don't see every single
Very,
day.
very cool. And what
But
is
yeah.
that? Is that leather? Is that suede or is that
So this is a material that you literally can't even describe. It almost feels like a TV screen. So I don't know if you can
oh
hear
my
this.
oh wow, it's squeaking.
Yeah, it's like it's a material that I honestly can't even describe, and they don't even have like a word for it. They just called it Vanta Black, and so I've actually tried to source this material, and you can't even find it. So this is one of those things that they just had it in the Nike archives for a long time and was never used on a shoe before, and so they ended up releasing this to about 1,500 pairs. Um, yeah, and that's what it is. But they're releasing this later this year with triple black. But figured I'd just show these to you because we're
No,
talking about the
that's
triple black. But
very, very two very, very cool shoes. Yeah,
crazy.
man. Yeah, yeah, very, very, very cool. Thank you so much for doing that. The last things I wanted to ask you, and we referred to it a little bit during the podcast, but it was a term sneakerhead,
Hmm.
a term used to describe the culture and the people within it. But what does it actually mean to you? What does that term actually mean?
An appreciator of sneakers, I think, in general, just like people that, yeah, honestly, when I hear sneakerhead, I just assume it's somebody that really truly appreciates sneakers, whether that's collecting them or shooting them as a photographer or just being around like the actual culture of sneakers and learning like what it is that almost diving down the deep rabbit hole of like the history of sneakers and everything like that. It's just somebody that truly appreciates sneakers. I think that's just when I hear that term, that's what I think of.
Unbelievable. Um, okay. Well, Johnny Kicks, legendary sneaker designer, customizer, creative, head of creative. Are you a sneakerhead?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I like to refer myself as a sneaker enthusiast. That is full out and a sneaker appreciator.
Every every
I
every aspect, yeah.
every aspect and everyone that's in it. I think it's like you see who's built a lot of these shoes, right? You see what the storytelling is with these shoes, from the designers to the athletes that wear them. That's why we buy them, right? We
Mm,
buy them for the story that they're telling, right? Whoever, if it's your favorite rapper or your favorite musician or your favorite athlete or your favorite actor, um, or artists, from Cause to Daniel Arsham to, you know, even creatives and creative directors from Ronnie Feig and Kith. I mean, I have such a wide range of appreciations of like people taking shoes that you wear on your feet every single day and telling true stories through their own lens, using materials and having brands allowing you to have the opportunity to do that, and then you being able to consume them and wear them. Shoes to me are just wearable pieces of art.
amazing, amazing. And you know what? With all of that being said, I'm gonna do something that is very, very important to me, and in fact, it's the highest honor I have available to me as the host of this podcast. I am now going to bestow upon you, uh, Johnny Kicks. You are a Kicks Chronicles certified sneakerhead. Absolutely.
I'll take that.
Absolutely. You can take that to the bank. I'm not sure how much it's worth, but you now but you now have it. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast, people. Once again, like it's just I like it. The opportunity to speak to people like you, hear some of your stories, dip into a little bit of your journey is that this is an absolute pleasure for me. So please, 7-8 million people are gonna listen to this and watch this, right? So it's an opportunity for you. I know you got a big following, but it's an opportunity for you to potentially, right? I'm saying like find a new audience. So talk to the people, tell them how they can plug into what you're doing, all the various different ventures, and let them know how they can tap in.
For sure. Well, thank you for giving me the platform and just allowing me to be on this and talk sneakers with you. I think it's been a fun conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, Johnny's Kicks underscore obviously on Instagram, and then Yankee Kicks if you're ever in the States. Obviously got the store in Miami and New York. Third location coming very soon, 2025. I'll just say it right now, it's going to be Vegas. So very
Love that.
excited. And then we will be going across the pond. We will be going international. Our plan is to open 10 stores all over the world. They are massive storefront, luxury storefronts in every major city in the biggest fashion cities in the world. Super excited about it. From doing my customs, if you're ever interested in customs, obviously hit me up in my DMs. We can make any shoe you've seen on my page, or if you've ever wanted to do a one of one and literally create your dream shoe, we can make your dream shoe come to reality. Obviously, with my Trottier JK-02s, that is my second silhouette of many, many 3D printed shoes that I got coming. Like I said, the J-Tips collab coming soon, hopefully. And then Vangrack. Stay tuned for Vangrack. It's not something that I touched on too much in this podcast, but Vangrack is a legendary brand that was started in the 1980s by the iconic designer Peter Moore. If you guys are not familiar with Peter Moore was actually the gentleman who designed the Jordan 1, who convinced
Mm.
Michael Jordan to sign to Jordan Brand. We have officially acquired his brand, and we are bringing it into a resurgence in the year 2025. From everything from lifestyle shoes to walking shoes to running shoes to pickleball shoes to basketball shoes and everything in between. So stay tuned for that, and that will be retail brand as well. So super exciting. But yeah, a lot of going on. But stay tuned. Got some amazing collaborations in the works, from customs to Nikes to other brands. Yeah, just trying to touch design in all aspects. But Johnny's Kicks underscore is the main way to get a hold of me.
Guys, make sure to go and show some love, light him up, and support all of the various different ventures that he's got going on. It's absolutely amazing to see. Yeah, man, I'm super excited. 2025, I think, is going to be a pretty awesome year for you, Johnny. So congratulations in advance, bro. I know you're going to kill it. And yeah, I heard you mention that you're opening 10 stores across the pond. And yeah, man, I mean, if you need any help with that, I know a guy.
Well, I think I'll definitely be hitting you up when I'm out there in London. So,
without a shadow of a doubt, bro, we definitely could do some stuff, man. But yeah, guys, make sure, as I said, to hit up Johnny, but also visit all of the various different things that he's got going on. But while you're doing that, you might as well hit me up as well. PROZECH on all platforms. Feel free to do that. Kicks Chronicles everywhere you get podcasts, YouTube, even I'm saying Spotify, Apple, all of the places you can imagine that you get podcasts. And while you're there, 5-star reviews only. 5 stars. Don't get out of bed for nothing less than 5 stars, G. We need that 5 stars. You get me? Even if you're upset, throw a 5-star in and then we can talk. You get me? So yeah, man, definitely make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been absolutely amazing for me. If you continue to support us, we'll continue to get amazing guests like Johnny Kicks. Johnny Kicks is here, people. We'll continue to get amazing guests like this. So continue to support the podcast. We'll continue to do our very best to go out into the culture and keep on telling these amazing stories. Okay, once again, from myself, PROZECH, Johnny, thank you so much for joining us this week, man. It's been absolutely legendary, man. It's been absolutely legendary. People, make sure to look after yourselves until I see you, man, down the roads. Everyone stay blessed. Thank you for listening to this episode of Kicks Chronicles. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate, review, and all that good stuff. And remember, full video version is available on YouTube, audio versions available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.